Greetings, children. We are known to you as the principle of Aethos. We greet you on this joyous day where the sun is always shining somewhere. We feel blessed and we feel happy to have joined you in your eclipse excursions, in your ecliptic journeys. Know that we were there with you all, trying as we might to be the wind beneath your wings, cheering with you as you made new discoveries and pathways on that day and even many weeks before. We were and are very happy to share our joys with you and to receive the joys that you and your planet also generated on that day. We would share with you that you are all pioneers traversing a new horizon that is lit and supported by your solar body and a conglomerate of solar bodies with it. Your sun has not been the only one illuminating your planet, showering your planet with light and information. There have been a coalition of others. In our view, you all are quite loved by your sun and are quite loved by the sun you know as Sirius. And although not often mentioned, a star by the name of Alcyon. We of Athos come to you in that majestic light and joyous love of the one infinite creator. We offer you a message of encouragement. Continue on in your ways, running and frolicking through your life experiences, holding your hands up high, welcoming the storms and the sunshine with a big smile and an open heart, for all love you. All experiences that may come into your life are there to support you and your growth. Even the darkness loves you. All of creation extends its heart to you, no matter what form it may take, for its ultimate form is that intelligent infinity, or the one we call the one infinite creator. At this time, we would like to pass our vibration among you and will attempt to transfer the contact. Perceive our vibrations and our light and love and our joy, if you may. We are Athos. We are Athos, and we return to this instrument and would ask if there are any queries on the heart of this circle. You may ask them now.
Could you speak to how the energies of this eclipse are still affecting our planet and humanity? Um, a lot of people, or a lot of people who have some sort of spirituality, use the eclipse opportunity to, um, you know, uh, align with higher timelines or really kind of make a quantum leap in consciousness, kind of advance themselves. And um, so I'm wondering if those energies, those eclipse energies, are still at play and working with us in that way.
We are Athos, and we agree with you, sister, that your planetary body is still reeling and being washed in the energies of your total solar eclipse. This event creates a field of sorts, and your planet is continuously being turned and bathed within the field that this celestial alignment creates, because you are all unique. There will be different expressions of these energies. You may use them to a specific purpose, but even those who do nothing with these energies will still find themselves being propelled forward. Eclipse energies are moving energies. That is to say that they cause great and exciting change. This is why we are very excited to see the paths that you all will take. This eclipse has opened a new frontier of sorts for you all. And so, yes, you are being changed at the psychological level, the emotional level, the spiritual level, the metaphysical level. Everything about you, down to your cells, is changing under this light, which continues to radiate, even though your totality has passed. May we provide more clarity on this?
Could you tell us a little bit more about the energetics of this field, and if people want to consciously tap into this to continue that forward momentum towards growth and change, what might be a good way to work with the field?
A good way to work with the field is to tune into it energetically, emotionally. For your people, tuning into things emotionally is a gateway. For all of you are not as sensitized to perceiving energies as they are. So we would say, as a gateway to entering eclipse energies in the ecliptic field around your planet, bring up images or video from this event as it happened, as it reached its maximum, and tap into the emotional field of those who were there and of what you perceive to be the experience of being under the eclipse. We offer this for, we know there are those who were not directly there. So we say it in this way: tune into the emotional field. What would it have been like, and what was it like when you were there? What did you feel, smell, taste, or touch? How did your skin feel? How were your thoughts? Completely immerse yourself in this emotional state. If it made you feel joy or a sense of love and safety, enter these emotions using the imagery or video to further anchor. And once you are in that state, enter the mentality of acceptance, acceptance and surrender. At this point, you will not offer any intentions or thoughts. You will simply experience. You will simply surrender to this emotional state of being under the total solar eclipse, of being surrounded by ecliptic energies. We feel this may be helpful in connecting, and you may do this at any time, again, whether you were under the eclipse or not. May we provide more clarity on this?
That's clear. Thank you.
We thank you.
I have a query, if I may.
Of course.
I wanted to circle back to the eclipse energy that we just had recently, and um, I know that there's shifts that are happening before, during, and even after. And I just wanted to, perhaps on behalf of those who may have the same experiences, of how do we navigate to energies that may seem low vibrational even after the eclipse, or maybe perceived as negative, but perhaps if seen from a different light, it is not, or it is a part of the change that comes with the energy from the eclipse. How do we, or what advice would you be able to give in terms of having to navigate through these challenges where, from an individual perspective, it may seem to catch you off guard or off track, and then also from a human collective, with bigger things happening out there that may be perceived as bad or dark, but it may not be. I'm not sure if I'm making clear, but that is my query.
You are clear, brother. We understand. It is the nature of your planet at this juncture in its transformation to purge. Everywhere there must be a purge. And so you're experiencing this purging, this cleansing, this planetary detoxification on many levels. And you will experience it microcosmically and macrocosmically. It is perhaps quite surprising that when you receive these energies of change and fluctuation, and you are on cloud 9 and 10, and then all of a sudden, those clouds become full of thunder and lightning, and you are hit with your catalyst in ways that may seem to be very low or of a negative nature. But this is the process. This is a Herxheimer reaction that occurs psychologically, emotionally, spiritually, physically, as a result of receiving an influx of energies that is to transform, purify, renew, and evolve you. This is a side effect of receiving these energies. Macrocosmically, you will see this process of detoxification stimulated by the receptivity of these higher energies as conflicts, as famine, as many of your brothers and sisters departing their physical vehicles. But this is the shedding process. Your serpents do this at a certain time when it is most beneficial. They will peel back the entire layer of all that they were. And this is a rough process for the serpent. Sometimes they have to grind themselves painfully against the rocks in order to remove this skin, which is no longer of benefit. But this is necessary for them to successfully molt. They cannot keep the old skin. Your planet is the same way. All of you are the same way. You are molting. And when you receive these higher frequency energy fields, when you receive them, this process will be instigated even more. We would say that it is better to be proactive than reactive. If you know that you are going to undergo an energetic change, or you are endeavoring on a path that brings to you more light and more love and more transformation, keep it in the back of your mind that there will be a balance to this. That for all of the heights that you reach in joy and in wonder, all the magic that you receive, it will balance itself out. And it will do this by calling you to ground those energies and those gifts into the present incarnation. If you know that, okay, this will bring me changes in my everyday life, in my everyday thoughts, and those changes may be a little bit rough due to the heights and the quality of energy coming in. If you can have this thought in the back of your mind, that will help tremendously. This will help if you are not caught off guard. May we provide more clarity on this?
Yes, thank you. I love the analogy, the metaphor of the serpent, and also in tie to the information you shared about letting go. Perfect tie-in. Thank you. I just wanted to do a follow-up for for, I guess I'm saying for us who may be having that spirituality inclination and have that awareness with the energies that's around and how to navigate through it. And this is what we can do uh, with, using the wisdom that you shared. But I'm also thinking for those who may not be in that process yet, um, may not have the spiritual inclination. I mean, it's there, but not consciously aware of it. How do they navigate through these changes, or how can we, perhaps those who are aware, help them navigate through the process?
Those that you perceive to be not aware are always aware in some form. Those on your planet possess the level of awareness in every moment that they are meant to have. You are all the one infinite creator, not a part of, but are the one infinite creator. So that brother or sister that you may look upon and see as stumbling through the dark or unable to perceive the magnitude of what is happening, it is simply an illusion. For they have, as you, a mind, body, spirit, totality system. They have come in with all guardians and guides and ancestral connections in activation. They are following a specific blueprint that they orchestrated with the highest forms of themselves and those that they are connected to. So in this moment, with all manner of cosmic happenings going on, all are exactly where they need to be. It is the nature of those who are of service to others to want to rouse the so-called sleeping dragon, but the dragon is not asleep. Behind their eyes, the one infinite creator is bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. They are receiving exactly what they are meant to receive and processing exactly the way they are meant to process. Do not feel sorry for them. At any time, and we encourage this as a daily practice, always be in the state of love and light and giving and acceptance. You may give your light and your love energetically, or you may give it in a more grounded form through compassion for where they are and respect for where they are, not seeing it as bad or worse or less than your own state, but seeing it on equal ground, on equal footing of your own. If an opportunity presents itself for you to offer words of wisdom and it seems to be requested, do so. If they seem like they need a hug or a kind word, or for you to make them laugh or make them smile or buy them the food, do this. You can be very grounded in your expression of love and light, and it can still have a far more greater impact than if you were to just say, hello, my brother, the eclipse energies are turning you over, wake up. You need only love them. You need only support them. This goes for all entities on the planet. You may help in these various levels, on the ground and in the sky, so to speak. If an incarnation has no idea what an eclipse is, and they seem to be at the mercy of their life experiences, hold love for them, hold compassion for them, and respect for where they are in their journey, and be aware that their higher self and all systems are still functioning for them in the way that is best for them. If service is requested, give that service. But do not hold them in your mind or heart as someone that is lower or less or going through a bad time. For what you see as a bad time is actually a quite beautiful time, for they are experiencing catalyst that their soul and spirit are absorbing and integrating, and this will give them much merit through their ascension process. The more catalyst that they are experiencing is pushing them towards a great awakening. And as we are aware, that moment of awakening cannot be chosen by any external individual. So we would say, hold space for them, respect where they are, give love, give service, and relax. May we provide more clarity on this?
No, that was beautifully said. Thank you so much.
We thank you.
I have a follow-up, but I want to check on the condition of the instrument first because she's been channeling for a while continuously.
The instrument is in what we would call a joyfully blissed out state. She is quite receptive and enjoying our energies and our psychic connection.
Awesome. That's really awesome. So one of the things that came up for me, I'm wondering how we can best support our physical bodies while they're going through this detox, this shedding of the skin.
We can only repeat, dear one, what you often see on your TVs and from your doctors. One, always hydrate. Your biological bodies, as you hear in so many other forms on your world, have a strong affinity and connection to water. All of your organ systems, all of your cells are bathed in water. This is very interesting to us, for we did not have such a need for water. It did not play really any role in our evolution. But you, we perceive, have much water inside of you. Your hearts, your kidneys, your liver, all your various organs rely on an intake of water. But due to the nature of your society, we see that you do not get enough of it. And what you do get is not always of the best quality. So we would offer humbly the suggestion to intake more water as if your life depends on it, and be picky about the kind of water that you drink, understanding that this is what each of your billions of cells will be sitting in all the time. This is what they will use to refresh themselves. Try to intake more water on a regular basis and make that water as pure as possible, even if you have to invest more in its acquisition. And we would also say, and this applies to this instrument to a high degree, sleep more. More sleep. When your biological body is inert, it undergoes many magical healing processes. Incidentally, your society makes it very difficult for you to sleep. Water and sleep are very good for the biological body. Spending time being still is also beneficial. Not engaging the mental mind with television or the phone or the internet, but just sitting and being still and being calm. This also has a powerful restorative effect. We do not feel comfortable telling the brothers and sisters of Earth what exactly to eat, for you are all different. Your incarnations have been arrayed such that your fields and your environment will dictate how you respond to different diets. But we would say that whatever it is you eat, try to make sure that it has some value to the biological body. Maybe it has some vitamins or some fiber. This is helpful. And make sure that it is something you enjoy. You must enjoy what you eat. This is important. And lastly, for the adepts, and you may have heard this before, when you are putting anything into or onto the body, give it the vibration and the energy of light and of it being a gift from the one infinite creator. We are showing this instrument that as she applies the lotion after cleansing, to perceive that material as being made of brilliant light, filled with love, and a gift from the one infinite creator, as though the gateway to intelligent infinity opened, and out came that material for you to moisturize your skin. Food is the same, as if it was just dropped from the heights of what you call heaven and placed before you from the one infinite creator. Eat this, bathe in this understanding. This will be very, very helpful to your body. And movement is good. Not so much the movements of your gym culture, but movement outside, the walking, the jogging, the yoga is very beneficial, extremely so. Tai Chi, Qigong, institute these practices as well. This is very healthy for the body. May we provide more clarity on this?
That was really awesome information that you have given us. And my second question, but I feel like what you gave us kind of might be applicable here, but I'll ask anyway. Because you're mentioning going to these spiritual heights and then also being sure to ground these gifts. When it comes to pass that we have become very ungrounded because we're overbalanced in our perhaps work from the crown chakra or whatever is fascinating us in the world of spirit, would you say that all the things that you've just mentioned, that those would be good ways to support ourselves as we come down to earth, so to speak? And I ask because I myself was in this position prior to the eclipse, and then you speaking about the eclipse energies made me realize maybe this is why I'm feeling even more tired than I feel like I should be. And so would be applying those various things, the water, the sleep, getting outdoors, be helpful in supporting our bodies when we've become rather ungrounded.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And we will add interact with other selves. Interaction with other selves. This can be taking a walk in a busy town, the experience of being with your brothers and sisters as they are moving and talking and walking and thinking is very grounding as well. This would be for those who are already doing the other things, but need a little bit more. This can also be going out with friends, visiting a family member, volunteering in some way to help other selves. But the grounding aspect is this connection and this energy of being surrounded by what you call other people. This is very grounding, believe it or not.
Mm-hmm.
May we provide more clarity on this?
No, that's clear. Thank you very much. I am very much enjoying our contact with you on this day.
We are also enjoying this, and we thank you. We have enjoyed this time with you, brothers and sisters, and we are never far from you. We are very much in activation on your world at this time. And you may think of us whenever you Perceive the sun shining on you, warming you. There we may be found also. We would at this time depart this vessel and leave you, although we do not wish to leave you, but we will leave you in the light and the love of our one and infinite Creator, Adonai, my friends.